Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a Coffee Talk supplemental, and it's time, guys. It's time to dive into the controversy. Or is it a contrivacy? I think it's a contrivacy, a contrived controversy that we have going on. Certainly making a lot of noise. I have so far declined to talk too much about it, although we did get into it on Sunday's Coffee Talk, where I bought 80 boxes. Oh my gosh, cancel him. Get rid of that guy. Holy cow. Can we just step back for a minute and realize, if we just wrap this whole discussion I'm about to have in some reality, into an actual reality check, that this is a pixel tank game? Buy it or don't. Pixel tank game. You're not saving lives, guys. You're not saving the internet, children. It's a pixel tank game. And I think if everybody just kind of does their own thing and decides for themselves, you're probably on the right track, whatever that decision is. Not saying that this is the greatest event that ever happened. I'm not saying it's the worst event that's ever happened. It is just another event in a monetization scheme by World of Tanks. And I even maybe hate to say scheme, but there you go. We'll just say it that way. Coffee's nice, though. Is everybody mad? Or is everyone mad now? I hope so. I hope you're all angry. It's because clicks or something. I create content. It's my hobby. It's what I do. So we're going to talk about it. Take it or leave it. All that good stuff. And at the risk of the cancel mob or whatever coming after my 2 subscribers and me, I'm going to tell it like I think it is. When these things happen, I quite often make a video you never see. And it's usually the first day or two I'll have a little bit more of a heightened opinion or emotional response, I guess is a better way to say it. And I almost always delete those and start over. So it's probably been 5 or 6 days. Today is Tuesday, so this thing started Thursday or Friday or whatever. And I've been watching the whole thing build, and all the angst and the gnashing of teeth and the boycott and Artie's going to get you and all this stuff. People kind of losing their minds. And I'm kind of just sitting here going, I don't even know what universe you're in or what you thought was going to happen. You know, we saw the 3-box tiered nesting thing happen in China. I think a lot of us probably, and maybe to some extent myself, looked at that and went, nah, there's no way they're going to do that here. That's probably just a PR problem for them, so why would they bother? No, they went and did it. And I don't know how wargaming has operated in the past made me somehow think they wouldn't do that. To some extent, they have resisted some of the stuff that goes on the Chinese servers as things like selling clearly OP tanks and stuff like that. Although, by the way, none of that was the Rubicon in the past, all the OP tanks, nor was the super OP tanks only given to the best players because they did some mode called Clan Wars, right? That's all cool, that's fine. But we're going to freak out because some tanks are in nesting boxes, because it's gambling and we have to save the children. I don't know, guys. I just looking for a little consistency in your morals and ethics. Just a little consistent. Hypocrisy, humans are made of that. I have my own amount of it, but really, sometimes we should just self-reflect and kind of think about what we're freaking out about. So what they've done, obviously, in case you've been living under a rock, and you probably haven't if you're watching my channel, you're about as plugged in, or if not more, than I am in this game. And, we're the power users. That's another thing to mention. All of this flailing and gnashing of teeth, interweb-wise, that's all people who play the snot out of the game. A significant portion of them are whales. People have lots of battles. This is an echo chamber we're in. I hear it. I can hear the echoing right there. They're selling the boxes, guys. They're selling them. They're probably selling a good amount of them based on the number of these tanks I see in the battles. Lots of people are buying them and enjoying themselves and living their lives and spending their money as they see fit. I don't know. I know I know the horror of it. I get it. The internet children are now being forced to buy boxes from Wargaming. It's a predatory system by Wargaming. Is Wargaming in the room with you right now, fellas? Just turn around and... I think they disappear when you look at them. It's probably... What's going on? People are buying them. Echo chamber. We're in an echo chamber. It's a pixel tank game. We're not saving lives. So, so that being said, I am going to talk about it. I am going to take a look at the boxes and the things. I did buy 80, so deal with it. And I'll tell you one thing about my 80 And I'm not saying that this is going to be your experience. More than likely, it is not. I got insanely lucky. I got a great deal out of it. Let me cover this slightly with the gambling thing. I don't want to go down this rabbit hole too far. And I know there's friends of mine out there, people who watch the channel who believe this is gambling. I am going to tell you that we can get into the semantics of what exactly gambling is or not. Let me put it this way. I will back off from my position of it's not gambling, and I will say it's sort of gambling. And then I will then say it's gambling in a way that doesn't even matter, because you are getting a value for your money. I didn't say it was a good value. You are getting stuff. There is no way that you can buy Ramaflottles and not get something from wargaming. Period. End of story. Whether or not that's worth it to you or not, what you get is a completely different question that only you can answer, and I cannot. For me, with a bunch of luck, and that's where the whole gambling thing often comes in, I got a really good deal. Let's talk about what I would have got, though, if I had only got the base level. So we're going to go to the website here. I bought the 80 Ramfalta round boxes. I don't even know what to call them, but I know everyone's calling them boxes, and that's essentially what they are. So I bought the 80. If we dive in here, what was it, 106 bucks. Let's get there first. Go to the premium shop just to show you so I can. I'm now reviewing the event. Commence cancel. All right. If you even speak of it, the children. All right, $103.65 is what I spent. What did that get me? Or what would it have got me baseline if I would not have won any of the other tanks or rolled any of the tanks, gambled any of the other tanks, whatever you want to call it. Let's see. I would have got one tank, right? 80 boxes, 50 box pity mechanic. I don't get lucky at all on any other tanks. I get one tank. I got to go back here. I get one roll for a bunch of this stuff. So books, credits, days of premium, 1, 3, or 7, and some personal reserves. Let's even pretend I don't get any of the other rare or epic round boxes thrown in, because there's a chance of getting those. Which in 80 boxes, it is nearly impossible to not get a couple handfuls of these things, okay? I'm just being realistic with you. So I get doodads, which may or may not be worth anything to you. A tank worth maybe 30 to 40, unless it's one of the tier 9, so maybe up to 50-ish. Let's just call it 40. We'll hit in between. And we get, I think it was 8,000 gold. Double check that, which is approximately $25 in gold. So I'd get, sorry. No, I gotta go to the wrong place. I gotta go to the wrong place. I was in the wrong place. Now I have to go to the right place. I would get 8,000 gold, 80 times 5s, and all the things. So whether you think the times 5s are worth times 5s and things like that, the books and whatever, are worth actual cash money or not is irrelevant. Or if you don't like the word irrelevant because it's not a word, not relevant. Someone's typing that right now. Irrelevant is not a word. So 8,000 gold. If that stuff is valuable to you or not is up to you. Make a decision. You got it for your $106. So when you pull the trigger on the whatever you bought, you're getting stuff. It is not gambling. Not in the terms of I go down to the roulette wheel, put my money on, and my shit doesn't show up, and they take all my cash. That is the kind of gambling, when I hear gambling, that I'm worried about. I'm not worried about this. I am not worried. I believe that you are a reasonable adult, even if you are an unreasonable adult, who can make their own decisions. That's my gift to you. I believe that of you, and I don't want to stop you from making good or bad decisions. That's up to you. I have my own troubles, fellas. I have my own troubles keeping track of my own stuff. All right, so that's what you get. So minimum wise would be one tank, 8,000 gold, and some doodads that may or may not be worth stuff. I don't personally think a lot of that stuff is worth that much actual money to me, because I can win it in game. So I get that argument. I have the same opinion. But I am not fooling myself into believing that Wargaming doesn't put a price on that, and that I am not getting something for my money. If I didn't think it was a value, I wouldn't have got it. Okay? Now, it can be a better value. One tank, $25-ish of gold, slightly more, I believe, on the 8,000 side right there. Or was it more like 30, something like that, $25, $30. Math in public. And doodads. That's what I would have got minimum. Here's what I actually got. It is, the opening itself is on Sunday's Coffee Talk. See how that works when you're a content creator? You reach back to other videos and try to drive engagement on them, right? So that one will go up from like 10 people seeing it to 14. It'll be amazing. Stats. Also, you have to be smart enough to turn that off. Look at this, fellas. And fellettes, if there happens to be a female watching this. ROM faulted or whatever. I don't even want to get into that. Alphas, I got 15 of those. I got 6 primes. And I guess I rolled 2 more protos because I believe you can kind of go both ways, so to speak, on some of the rolls. So I got an extra. What that means is, guys, I got 23 more boxes. I bought 80 boxes. And I won 23 more boxes. 23 more boxes. You know what I'm saying, fellas? 5. This was actually fairly funny. I thought I'd only won 4 because as I was talking and we were doing this live on stream, I missed, I think, the medved that I got. I was laughing and talking so much. I got 5 tier 9s and 10s. Also, didn't realize this, but when you have the primes, which are the big ones, they have gold in them. Not just the 8,000 gold I got, which was the baseline. I ended up with another 5,250 gold out of 6 Ramfalta primes that I got. So more gold. So 13,000 gold. That's $50 in gold. 5 tanks for the next $56. Roughly $11 tank. Tier 9s and 10s. All this other garbage. Credits, components, bunch of times 5s, extra times 5s, plus the ones I got with the package. Personal reserves, bunch of crew books, free XP, 3D attachments. Aren't the people who complain about the monetization the same ones that always say stuff like, man, if they just sold cool attachments and all that stuff, I would spend so much money on this game? Well, now's your chance. Now's your chance. You're going to get cool 3D attachments. Those don't happen to be very valuable to me. I've thrown a couple on. I don't necessarily care. I like the game mechanics, all the flash and the pomp and the circumstances. As long as it's a decent amount of graphics, I'm happy. But hey, to each their own. Go for it. I got all this stuff, guys. 106 ROM Faltas opened. Why does that math not fit? Oh, I had 3 free ones. Forgot about the other 3 free ones that you can get with the missions. I've even seen people deleting the tank off the free ones. Like, okay, purity test passed. Nicely done. You are a fantastic zealot. Good job. Your purity test has been passed. You are now uncanceled. Holy macaroni. Okay, that's how it works, fellas. Now, here's something. It's just going to really blow your mind. Number 1, I am absolutely, more than likely, eventually going to do reviews on some of the tanks. The MBT-B is probably the first one. It's a silly tank. Be honest, I wish it wasn't in the game. I don't like super duper alpha magic tanks with double shot auto loader reloader loaders. I don't like them. I hate them. I don't like them in the game. I don't like the giant alpha. I don't like the game being sped up like some I was going to say monkey on crack. Can I even say that anymore? I don't know. Like just some complete, meth induced spastic nightmare game. I don't like that. I don't. I'm old, slow. I like the methodical game that it used to be. Get off my lawn. Okay? Just take your auto loader, reloader, and go to school or wherever you darn kids go. All right? That being said, I play them. I have them. Part of the game. I can't do anything about it. Go with the flow. All right? But I got it, and I'm probably going to do a review on it. I'll probably do a review on the other ones. I'd love to have the time and have this be, a place where I can, no kidding, do all of them in a row, but I can't. So, but I will absolutely be doing a review on the MBT Bravo at some point. All right, you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to buy 30 more boxes. Box circle things. The horror. Why, Guido? Why? The internet children. What? The predatory evil corporation is forcing you. No. Here's why, and I'm going to show you, and then we're going to talk about the monetary piece of it. If I highlight this right here, you'll see that I have 6 more before I get a guaranteed reward. So I can either buy 2 5 boxes. Well, I could do a 230 or 80 if I wanted to, but I could do 2 5 boxes and I'm going to get that tank. Or I could do the 30, have a pretty good chance of getting a couple of the other big ones, and get the tank, right? I have a guaranteed tank. So that is going to be, let's do that calculation in our small brains. Mine is relatively small. 30 boxes over here, guys. It's going to get me 3,000 gold and a tank. That's the value, plus 30 times 5 XPs, which at my point in the game where I'm playing all the tanks, I'm doing the 100 battle challenge where I'm trying to play every tank tier 6 and above 100 times. And I like to do the field mods while I do that. Times 5s are absolutely fantastic for that. They're fantastic if you're grinding and you want to get through a line, just keep on playing that tank and times 5 it to just till you're at tier 10. It's awesome. They're very good. Would I buy them for money necessarily alone? Absolutely not. Are they worth something in this package to me? You bet. So I'm getting 3,000 gold. I'm getting the times 5s. I'm getting 30 round boxes. I'm getting a tier 8 at least tank because I got 5 of the 7 new ones. And a potential to get some other stuff. If I hit a couple of the big round boxes, I'll get some more gold chucked in on top of that, and then all the other little doodads, and I've got the chance to get a couple more tanks along the way, albeit a small chance. I go in that wide-eyed. I get it. It's a small chance. I'm not tricked, If I'm sitting here expecting it, if you're sitting there expecting it and you come on the other side of it and you didn't get it and you're mad, that is completely on you. Period. End of story. There is no other way to look at it. Even if you do and you get mad, that's just not reality. You pulled the trigger, you bought the stuff, man. You know what it is. If you don't like it, don't do it. There's plenty of boxes and events that I haven't paid any money for because I looked at the value relative to what I wanted to do and I said, no, not for me. Did I get mad? Did I try to cancel the world? Absolutely not. I don't have time for that shit. I do have time to spit when I talk, though. That must mean I need another drink of coffee. Sidebar, I saw a guy do a video saying if he sees people doing videos drinking coffee, that's an immediate no and he turns the video off. That really upsets me. I want to cancel him, actually. So I guess there are some things I do want to cancel people for. Man, that's gonna haunt me now. It's gonna haunt me. All right, I'm gonna buy these 30. Here's the last piece of this. When you have what's the word I'm looking for? When you have an argument or when you don't like something a company does, you certainly have the option to not buy their stuff. You even have an option to organize and talk about it. I get that. I'm not even really scoffing that, to be quite honest. I am scoffing the nastiness of it, though, with the internet mob. I don't like mobs. Live ones are much worse, but internet ones have their own issues. All the people run around calling CC's names and other players' names, and I'm going to get you with my arty, and I'm going to focus you, and you're an evil person. All that bullshit. What's with the negative waves, man? It's a game. You ain't saving lives. You really aren't. Relax, Francis. Chill out. Do it or don't. Attached to that, and I don't particularly like this from Wargaming. There's a lot of stuff Wargaming does I don't like at all. 7 new tanks? Come on, man. Boy, talk about flooding the field. I mean, it's monetization. I'm not denying that in any way. And this is no full-throated defense of Wargaming. I don't particularly like this box situation. I don't like 7 premiums just puked out into the ether right there. But I am wide-eyed and understand that that's just monetization and you can make your decision. And if that means you delete the game and move and go on, I got it. I just say I don't have a problem with it. I'd love you to stay. I have a problem with it. I'd love you to stick around. We need players and it's fun. And the more players here, the more Wargaming is supported. I don't want to say the more they make money because I'm not here telling you that I wish they'd just squeeze every dime out of this that they can, but it is a business and they do have to have employees, and in order to pay people to make a game we theoretically like, then they have to have people around to do that. So that being said, this goes to the remedy thing of the people who are super upset about it. What's the remedy? Do you like boxes but not these nested ones? You want less tanks in the boxes? You just want tanks released to be bought? Do you really just want that? Because there's 7. So are you going to buy 7 $30 to $40 tanks? Do you think all the tanks should be less money? What's the remedy here? Right? And there's going to be all kinds of ideas get puked out. But every time you look at one of those, and I have my own, kind of think about that in the context of where we are in the game, what their monetization is, what prices tend to be, and make an actual realistic assessment of whether your fantastically awesome idea is worth the shit or not. You could probably answer that yourself. Every time, and I've done some of these videos myself, every time I see one of these wargaming should do blah, 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 99% of it is BS. It's pie in the sky thinking, just like my videos where I did that stuff. It'd be cool if some of the things got done. And on occasion, guys hit on something, and Wargaming even picks that up. Now, I'm not saying Wargaming's amazing and they pick up all the right stuff, because that's not the case. If you're mad about this, think long and hard about what the remedy is that you think it should be. What's the remedy here? What should they have done that wasn't a 3-box nesting event? That's kind of important. That's not to say that they're going to be able to do that or they'll even listen to anybody, but think about that and then look at it and go, hey, this is the event we have. Do I like it? Do I not like it? Do I buy it or do I not buy it? And I would ask, because I am on the content creator side of it, as teeny and irrelevant, there's that word again, that my channel is. I would ask that, if you've listened this far, that you take the throttle from 11 to 10, right? Turn the volume down from 11 to maybe 8.5 or 8 against people who might be doing content or talking about it or whatever. A little bit of grace, goes a long way. All right, guys. That is it for that babbling part. And give me a second, because I got to get my 30 boxes. We're going to open them right now, and that's really just going to piss people off. I love it. Full disclosure, because I do try to do that. I used to say I try to be completely honest with you guys. Nobody's completely honest. I'm not going to sit here and talk about every single thing I do or don't do for this channel, but I have talked in the past and shown you numbers and things. Obviously, I just bought these boxes with proceeds from this channel. So I use the money to buy new computer equipment, just like a lot of CCs do. New computer equipment, accessories, game stuff, boxes in this case, round boxes. So I just spent money that I make, the little that I do. I don't know, $3,000 or $4,000 a year is about what. Well, that's not true. That was a good year. I'm more in the $1,500 a year kind of regime at this point, with ad revenue from YouTube and stuff from Twitch. So I got into the 3.5, 4 at one point when I was really doing a lot of stuff, and I'm now 1.5, maybe 2. Could be exaggerating it. But anyway, that allows me then to buy computer games, do more reviews, blah, blah, blah. All right, that's what I bought it with. Let's go. We're going to do 5 pieces. So we know that we have 6 for the pity mechanic right here, so it won't be on these first 5. Let's see what happens. I should write this down, but we'll be able to know from the totals here what we got out of 136, although probably a few more. I should get a few boxes, but maybe I get unlucky. There, one more round box. That's the middle of the road one. Interestingly, if you don't have the opening animation on, you still see if you get one of these big round boxes. So look what we got. We got silver. I love these credit boosters. These are fantastic. Premium days, virtually worthless for a CC or somebody who's bought a lot of stuff in the past, because they give you so many. As you might see, I'm at 15 or 1600 or something like that. I'm going to get a tank here. I'm missing 2 of the small box tanks, so it's going to be the Pancake or the Term. Yeah, so it looks like it's the Term thing. This is the new German TD with kind of a half turret idea. All right, that's cool. I kind of wanted that one. So there you go. So that was the pity mechanic. Any other tanks are going to be pure chance. Now look at that. No extra doodads. I have 4 more clicks. So we got the Term. We got some more doodads. I got 1 extra round box. And min run, fellas. Min run. All right, so we got 15 more. That thing started glowing. Is that That's one of the medium. So I got 2 extra boxes out of it. So these 30 are trending towards a much less good. Interesting. So that's another medium. Haven't gone to the big ones yet. And no extra tanks. So where are we? We have 3. So only got 3 of those, and we got 5 of those. So admittedly, this is a much less good deal than the first 80 were. I got spectacularly luckily. Okay, there's another one. I still haven't got one of the big ones. Well, 3 of them right there. All right. Tank? No. All right, so there you go. We got 3 more. And that's going to bring this one's to 40. So we're now to 26. I could buy another 30 and get a tank. Not going to. That's not happening. All right, so 6 of these bad boys. We're going to just open 5 in a row. All right, I got a big one. That's the animation I was talking about, the top dog. So there's going to be a little extra gold out of that. I got 1 of them. And whatever I got out of the rest of this mess. Ooh, I didn't even know it min run that badly. Boy, that's... Come on, Wargaming. Look at that. I didn't even know it did that. Okay, so I got some more doodads, some more 3D attachments, and I have 1 more of these. Or was this the big one? No, okay, so we got some credits and whatnot. And I got 1 big dude, and that's it. Oh, I can't do 5. It won't let me do that. All right, open 1. Boom. 750 gold and some additions. All right, so there you go. So interestingly, what that has done is decreased a little bit my overall value for this event, which is another reason why I wanted to show you this. I had a spectacularly lucky 80 boxes and a very mediocre to low 30 boxes right there. Because if we look at this, I think it was 40 bucks for the 30. $40. So I've spent $144. And here's what we got for $144. 6 tanks, 6,000 gold, plus 8,000 plus 3. So math in public, 11, 17,000 gold. That is worth, go to any amount here. As soon as I find it, there it is. 17,000 gold, is that right? 8 plus, yes. 840, yes, 17,000, all right. Math is hard, it's all right, I'm not very smart. Give me a break. $70 in gold, fellas. That's $70 in gold and 6 tanks. Still pretty close to, so more like, what, $12 a tank, $15 a tank, something like that. BZ, MBT, VCS, UDES 03. The 03 Alt 3 was the one tank that wasn't new that I didn't have, and I ended up getting that. The Medved and the GST term. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not saying I won't even spend another 40 just to get another one of the new tanks. Although I don't think, here's one thing I don't know, fellas, and I wish I did know this. Maybe somebody can let me know. I suspect I know the answer, but the Protos, I think the tanks are fenced behind these particular boxes here. So I do have 1 more of the lower Proto tanks left that I don't have, and that's the, I don't remember which one it is, but it's not one of the tier 10s. So I don't think it will automatically default to one of the other tanks you don't have. It has to be within that particular level, unfortunately. So if I wanted that other tank, I would buy another 30 and drop 40 on it, and it would be a $40 tank plus 3,000 gold plus whatever other goodies I got out of it. All right, there you go. That is my take on this particular event, guys. I don't think it's the worst thing they ever did. I don't think it's the best thing they ever did. The Christmas boxes seem to be a much better deal overall, as they have been for a long time, which makes sense. We've had multiple box events. It is a pixel tank game. We're not saving lives. You can make your own decisions whether to do it or not. And I don't know what the remedy is that people are looking for other than just to be angry about it. if you thought when 7 new tanks came out that there should be a way for you to get them very easily or cheaply, I don't know what to tell you. It's 7 new tanks. I got 6 of them. How hard can it be? One more poke in the eye, fellas. All right, your results may absolutely 100% vary. You need to make that own decision on your own. That's all I've got. Let me know what you think. I am very certain I'm going to get a lot of comments down there, especially if enough of the angry crowd gets wind of it and comes in and starts blasting away. So anyway, then I started blasting. That's all I've got. Hopefully you listened to it. Hopefully you had an open mind, and I'm not saying that I'm right necessarily. I believe I am, but I'm not saying everyone should think the same way I do. I think we can agree to disagree on it. I'm not here to tell you to do it, and I'm not really here to tell you not to do it. I just showed you my experience and what it looks like, and tried to, in my opinion, put a bit of a reality check on it, the whole thing. And whatever happens, as soon as you're done listening to this, and we're going to go back to playing a pixel tank game and shooting each other with our little pixels. Also realize, you're not buying anything, fellas. The whole premise is pretty funny when you consider that you're just renting some game stuff that in 5 seconds from now could be the plug pulled, and you have no recourse. So consider that when you get super upset that my tanks, they're not your tanks. All right, later.